Join me as I tackle the challenges of raising a high-maintenance Belgian Malinois puppy and see if I can turn my regrets into triumphs. I'm still in shock thinking back on the day I brought home my Belgian Malinois puppy. I was so excited to welcome this ball of energy into my life, but little did I know, it would be the start of a wild ride that would test my patience, my schedule, and my sanity. I thought I was prepared, but boy, was I wrong. From the moment I brought him home, I realized that this puppy was going to be a handful. He was spunky, energetic, and required constant attention and stimulation. I quickly learned that Belgian Malinois puppies are not for the faint of heart. One of the biggest challenges I faced was training. This breed is notorious for being intelligent and strong-willed, which makes them a nightmare to train if you're not experienced. I thought I could handle it, but quickly realized I was in over my head. Simple commands like sit and stay became a daily battle, and I found myself getting frustrated more often than not. Another challenge was his energy level. Oh boy, this puppy had energy to spare. I thought I was doing enough to tire him out, but it seemed like the more exercise he got, the more hyper he became. I was exhausted just watching him. I quickly learned that I needed to rethink my exercise strategy and find ways to engage his mind as well as his body. On top of that, the time commitment was way more than I anticipated. Between training sessions, exercise, and simply entertaining him, I was spending hours a day dedicated to this little furball. Don't get me wrong, I love him to death, but it was taking a toll on my personal life and relationships. As time went on, I started to notice some quirky behaviors that I hadn't expected. He would get fixated on certain objects or people, and it would take him hours to calm down. He would also get anxious if I left the room, and it would take everything in me not to feel guilty for leaving him behind. It was like he had a radar for my emotions, and it was taking a toll on my mental health. One particular incident that stands out was when I came home from work to find that he had destroyed my favorite pair of shoes. I was already running on fumes, and seeing those shredded shoes was the final straw. I broke down in tears, feeling overwhelmed and defeated. The worst part was realizing that I wasn't the only one affected by this chaos. My partner was getting frustrated with the constant mess and disruption, and my other pets were starting to get anxious around the puppy's high energy. I felt like I was losing control, and it was taking a toll on everyone in the household. It was then that I realized I needed to confront the elephant in the room I was in over my head. I had underestimated the challenges that came with raising a high-maintenance breed, and it was time to face the music. I didn't know what the solution was, but I knew I needed to take a step back and regroup. In hindsight, I wish I had done more research on the breed before bringing him home. I wish I had prepared myself for the challenges that came with raising a Belgian Malinois puppy. But despite the regrets, I'm determined to learn from my mistakes and turn this experience into a triumph. Before you go, if you're a fellow dog owner or enthusiast, I want to hear from you in the comments below. What challenges have you faced with your own furry friends, and how did you overcome them? And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more dog training and care tips. I'll be sharing lots more in the coming weeks.